Well, out in the daylight for the first time since I started putting this thing together, and I brought it out basically so I could just dust it down, especially on this timing side, which has been on the far side in the workshop. And I'm going to turn the bike around so I've got the timing side facing me and do a few jobs I need to do there, such as connect the oil pipes up and maybe even sort out some sort of ignition system for it next, because apart from a little bit of wiring, an ignition coil and a few other little bits and bobs, is actually not far off possibly being able to start and run. And behind it I've got my trusty Triumph Tiger Cub replica. The two bikes are actually pretty similar, except this one's got the high compression piston obviously, the R camshaft and the close ratio gears, whereas the Tiger Cub replica has got the standard 7:1 compression ratio, a wide ratio gearbox, and standard camshaft. So this one should in theory be quite a bit more lively when you give it the throttle, but might be a little while still before we find out about that one. But also I've got a front mudguard sorted. I had originally planned to fit a steel Sports Cub mudguard which had very good paint on it, and I hoped would have fitted, and I was going to fit it as it was because it was very presentable, but I found out that some holes drilled in it didn't line up too well with the stay and the bracketry that I've got here, and I didn't want to go drilling more holes and perhaps weld them up and spoil the paintwork, so that mudguard I'll have to keep for something else. So I put this plastic white one on that I had to hand. The rear mudguard is a proper Sports Cub mudguard apparently, and I'll be taking that off to get that painted because that is a bit scabby. I just had that on sort of temporarily. What else can I show you? I need to find a longer prop stand really, because the bike is actually quite steady on that, but it's leaning over at a hell of an angle, and I wouldn't want to have it leaned like that when it's got fuel and oil and whatever in it. It's not going to be much good for it, so I'll have to do something about that. If I move the bike, I'll be able to hopefully demonstrate. I'll lean it on this shed. I've also got a little issue. I've sorted out a rear chain guard for it, a Sports Cub chain guard, which was split in two places, so I brazed that up, cleaned it and painted it, but it's rubbing on the knobbles of this tyre, which it shouldn't really do because it's only a 350 by 18 section tyre, so I might have to do a little bit of tweaking and adjusting to stop that happening. But we've got a brand new chain on it. I've gone down from a 58 tooth sprocket I had initially put on this wheel to a 54, because I think we don't want it screaming its nuts off at 40 miles an hour. We've got a rear brake set up. We've got a working clutch and a working front brake. So bit by bit we're getting there. Like I said, I want to get this bike turned around and back into the workshop and on the old bike lift, and do some work on the timing side of it, and inch a little more close to completion. And hopefully in a not too far off future we might actually have a short video of it starting and running, and who knows, maybe get some rides in as well. But that's where we're at with it for now. Still quite a lot of fiddly stuff to do, but it's actually looking like a motorbike now.